to be a wife during the American Revolution while caring for 4 kids? It was hard. I, Abigail Adams, who was known for being outspoken and strict, was also witty and supportive. Out in town, I would happily stop and hear some of the latest gossip. I was the only First Lady to have a son become president. When John was vice president, I became good friends with Martha Washington. My relationship with John and my impacts while being a mother are inspiring. Because these challenges were intense, they would sometimes set me off balance, but I would always manage to stand back up again and continue to support John and raise our kids. In 1744, my childhood began. I was born on November 11th into a rich and highly esteemed family. Like most women of my time, I did not have a formal education. Because my parents taught me to read, my intelligence became great. My parents both came from honored and wealthy families. My mom was named Elizabeth Quincy Smith. My father's name was John Quincy. John Quincy, who worked for the colony government, was also a public speaker for Massachusetts. Although my childhood held formal education, I am still one of the nation's most memorable and honored women. My support and encouragement helped John Adams immensely in his vice presidential and presidential career. My love for reading encouraged my relationship with John, resulting in us getting married in 1764. Excruciatingly, because of John's career, he had to go off on many business trips, which resulted in long separations. We missed each other deeply. I had no doubt that John could achieve his goals. When John was a lawyer, he traveled to Europe with another man. They were written about in the newspaper, and although they were both of the same career, they stated John as Mr. John Adams and the Honorable John Jay. Upon reading this, I became extremely angry, and I wrote a 4-page letter to the column of government stating that John was just as esteemed as John Jay. My letters were always filled with encouragement. Being the wife of a founding father who was always gone was never easy, especially when I had 4 kids to consider. Because John was always gone, I had to raise our 4 kids by myself. While being funny and witty in my letters, I was a strict mother, correcting even the slightest sign of bad habit. Remember the ladies is one of the most famous quotes by me. How I stood for women's rights during the Revolutionary War was outstanding. The letters I wrote to John and about John's political enemies was incredible. Many of John's political enemies feared me or despised of me. I was a fierce writer. Devastatingly, I died on October 28th in 1818 at the age of 73, shortly before my 74th birthday. My childhood was remarkable, for although I did not have a formal education, my intelligence was still remarkable. My relationship with John, who was constantly away on business trips, was amazing. Incredibly, my impacts helped change the course of American history. How I raised our 4 kids was outstanding. Throughout life's challenges, I always stood strong. Raising all 4 kids pretty much by myself while dealing with the duties of caring for the farm, being the First Lady, managing the house, supporting John is truly incredible, because during that I had to deal with the American Revolution and the smallpox epidemic. I never gave up.